From 3,200 square feet, I came down to 400 square feet. I hang out here most of the time with my dogs, and that's how I end my day. I have 2 lofts. One I use to sleep, and one I use solely for storage. And when I come downstairs, I just walk down like I'm going to prom. This is a great hack. Hello, my name is Jane. Welcome to my Tiny Tina Turner, T3 for short. The reason why I named her that is I really respect, admire women who've gone through struggles and have not only survived, but thrived. Before Tiny Living, I was in a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house, but I've been on this tiny journey for maybe 15 years. That all started with a trip to Mongolia. I had only the basic necessities. I was surprisingly, blissfully happy. That trip changed my whole life. I was actively looking at tiny houses and it felt right. Unfortunately, my partner was not on the same page, and that's okay. And I had to be true to myself. From 3,200 square feet, I came down to 400 square feet. I started living in this tiny house in January of this year, so it's been 6 months. I live in a little town called Hayuchi, and I ended up here because I knew about Tiny Tranquility, the first location up on Wellport in Oregon. I much prefer having this little community of like-minded people. So when I read about them purchasing this RV park to transition into another tiny community, I jumped on it. I saw that they had some houses here that were new on site. This happened to be one of them, and it met all my basic needs. This house was listed for $148,000. I completely lucked out. After I put the deposit on, Mint Tiny had their 10-year anniversary and were offering 10% off. And so I got 10% off of that. And I think it was like $134,000. This tiny is 10 feet wide by 40 feet long. The deck was added. I added the privacy fences, and I painted the house myself from white to this green. It took me several days, but I got a nice tan. And then I added the pet fence because of the 3 dogs that I have. And then when you come up to the deck, it's, I believe, 30 by 10. I have my little dining set that I can actually extend the top. And then another leaf. And so that's nice. In a tiny space, it's nice to have things that can expand as needed. So I've got 2 doors. One that is to the main downstairs bedroom that I use as my workout room. And then this is the door that I use the most to go in and out. The awning was also added because it's needed, especially when it rains. And what's been amazing is that the owners allowed me to add the AstroTurf, which I didn't think that I needed until my dog started running in circles and started creating this mud track and bringing it into the house. I'm so grateful that they let me put this in, and it's been life-changing, life-saving. When the sun goes from east to west, this starts shading. And as soon as it starts shading, I'll sit over there with the dogs and we'll play fetch. And that's how I end my day. And then how we have all the hookups is the front of the house. Our wonderful handyman here built this skirting and hid most of the wire for this. Is 50 amps. And this gets hooked up to the outlet over there. Then if you come this way, the water, I've got 2 spigots, and this one goes into the house that I added the filter to. So the water is completely drinkable and safe. What was really nice that our handyman built this shed, and this is where the trailer hitch is, but it looked hideous. So I had to hide it. And what's nice is that in hiding it, I end up getting storage out of it. So I hide my propane tanks, bunch of gear, some of my paint. So yeah, it ended up being a great way to have more storage for my outside stuff. And then now I'll take you to the inside. Hello, and welcome to my little tiny Tina Turner. This is my kitchen, and it's actually a really good sized kitchen for a little tiny house. And I really enjoy it because I can cook a lot. I'm a vegetarian, so that requires a lot of cooking. This is a wooden butcher countertop, and this came with this house, and I'm very happy about it. It just makes everything warm. Then I've got my little mini air fryer that actually I use this the most, even though I have a full oven and 3-burner stove. So this is propane oven, and also this is a microwave with a vented hood for any cooking and moisture and smells. And I painted the backsplash with a sage green because I like color, and I covered the light plates with some wallpaper that I had left over from covering the bottom of the island here. And it was completely white, and I like color, so I had to do that. And it makes me smile every time I see it. This is an apartment size refrigerator, and it's plenty big for myself and my dogs. I cook some of their food as well. And it stores up to well over a week's worth of food. This shelf also came with this model. I think this was designed for storage or for display of items, and because I was able to put all my stuff into the cabinets, I've got uppers and lowers. I didn't have to use that for my plates or any appliances, so I was able to use it for my cookbooks and some of my mementos from my travels. I did a lot of travels when I was younger. This is now my living room area, and what I like about this is that it cut out the need for a dining table, because I don't think I would need a dining table and a living area. So this suffices. And then this is my ladder that goes up to this loft. I have 2 lofts. One I use to sleep, and one I use solely for storage. There's not a whole lot up there, but what's nice about this, it can live like this, or it can be up higher and tucked away. And then go up this way, and then you go on your knees, and then there are cubbies up here, and another bed cushion in case I have a guest. So we have lots of options for people to stay, and plenty of storage. And then my little couch here, I got it from a company called Belfin. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's perfect for tiny houses. It's modular, so you can add or subtract as many pieces as you'd like. And each seat has storage. I hang out here most of the time with my dogs. Usually I have another dog bed here, and then I have another dog that sits there, and then I'll have another dog that sits here. So getting out of this is sometimes precarious. I have to get out very carefully. What I really like about this model is all the extra touches that they add. For instance, they added this electric fireplace, which we use when it's nice and chilly outside. It makes everything cozy. And then the TV, they inserted the TV into the wall. That extra detail makes it so much nicer. and then they added the open bookshelves, and I added the wallpaper behind to go with the wallpaper that's on the island. When I downsized a lot and got rid of most of my books. So when I opened my book boxes, I was quite surprised that I minimized so much. So that's okay. I rerun most of my books on Kindle now. So one of the things that you'll see throughout are these vents. This tiny house comes with three different ways of heating. So we have electric, that's electric. We have propane, and then we had this mini split. Also what they did was they enclosed all the piping down below. So when it freezes, you don't have to worry about the pipes freezing. And then this goes into the hallway. And this is probably the area with the largest amount of wall space. I thought it was a perfect opportunity for me to have my art. This is a great hack. So I've done this many times, probably in the last 20 years. This is actually a shower curtain. And it's amazing what you can buy now and find artists that have used various mediums to show their art. So I just stapled it back and ironed it and then made the frame for it. And the next space is the bathroom. I love having my own washer and dryer, and it fits perfectly in here. You just have to do smaller loads, but it's really nice to have that. This is a flushing toilet, but you can switch this out and make it a composting toilet. And this is a corner shower. I'm not going to open it because I don't have pretty stuff in here. But it's a great use of space. This does have a door. It's a pocket door. And then if this is ever transported again, you can lock it, hold that in place. And then the next space is the downstairs bedroom. And this also has a pocket door, same design system. I'm using the downstairs bedroom as my exercise room because this has the full height and I don't need the full height to sleep. And I can use one of the lofts right now as my bedroom. With the high ceiling, it's really nice that they put a fan here because one, while I'm using it right now as my exercise room, I do turn that on because I get a little sweaty. And it'll also be nice when I one day need to use this as my downstairs bedroom. It also has two nice sized windows. This is really nice to have next to my bike for ventilation. And it also has another door to the outside. The closets were built this way. I downsized some, but the rest I was able to fit all in here. And the next space I'm going to show you is my bedroom, which is one of the lofts. I have two lofts, and this one comes with a staircase. And what's nice about this staircase is they provide storage, and then I added the struts, which were not easy, but I'm glad I persevered. And they're a little steep, but me and my dogs are able to navigate them pretty well. And then here, I can't stand up fully, but I can crouch, and then I have to be on my knees. This bedroom, I call it the den because I sleep up here with my three dogs, and they do sleep in their beds most of the time. Sometimes one of them will sneak onto my bed. This is a double size, and I made sure it was not really thick, but thick enough so I sleep comfortably. And I can still sit up here and read or be on my computer. The cubbies were here, and I just use it for my textiles and my winter jackets. And I added the headboard so I have something to lean up against. And when I come downstairs, I just use the handrail here and just walk down like I'm going to prom. For me to go from 4 bedrooms to 400 square feet was a lot of work, you know, and I was mad at myself for accumulating all the stuff. And now that all that is gone, I'm much more mindful of what comes into the house. You're just more conscientious of what you need and what you want and what you don't need.
Thanks for watching this week's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.